Hello and welcome to sushiguide.co.uk. So on this video what I'm going to try to do is show you in a video form how to prepare sushi at home for yourself. I hope you find it useful and feel free to get in touch with us through the website if you've got any questions at all. Okay, so now we come to preparing the sushi rice. Now the rule I use is 1 cup of, or 1 measure of rice. And this is Japanese sushi rice. I'm using Yutaka here, but there are other brands like Kabuka Rose. 1 measure of that to 1.5 measures of water. The important thing is, first of all, I put it in a sieve, is to get rid of what they call the talc out of it, which means running it under a tap until the waters run clear. This is to get rid of the talc and stops it being stodgy when you actually cooked it. There you go. So once you're happy that the talc is removed, you put that in your saucepan, and I add 1.5 times the amount of water, as I said, to the amount of rice, like that. Next step, once we've got it in our saucepan, is to put it on the hob and bring it to the boil. Bring it to the boil reasonably slowly. We don't need to add any salt to it because that seasoning will be in the sushi-su that we actually mix with the rice towards the end of the cooking. Watch your rice. When it comes to the boil, turn the heat down as low as it goes. Put a lid on and just ensure that it's just bubbling, and leave it for 10 minutes. Set a timer, 10 minutes, no more. So I'm going to set my timer on my cooker and we'll come back in 10 minutes when that phase is done. So there's my beeper, 10 minutes exactly. So we turn off the heat, stop that noise. And now what we do is we leave it for exactly 10 minutes again. And whatever you do, do not take the lid off. Leave the lid firmly in place, no heat, set your timer again for 10 minutes. So there's my 10-minute beeper, and that rice has finished cooking just in its own heat, residual heat. So what we do is remove the lid now, and what I tend to do, because I need to cool it reasonably quickly, is I get myself a mixing bowl. Once I've got the mixing bowl, I gently take the rice out into the mixing bowl. Put that through like that. And I spread it around very gently though. Don't squash the rice, whatever you do, don't squash it. And just spread it around to maximise its exposure to the air. And that will help it cool really quickly. And then just leave that for about 5 minutes to cool off before we add the sushi-su. Okay, so while your rice is cooling down, it's time to make the sushi-su. The sushi-su is the sauce or mixture you put into the rice to give it seasoning. Now you can buy it ready-made, or quite often you can make your own. What I tend to do, for example, is 4 level tablespoons of caster sugar, and then 4 tablespoons of Japanese rice wine vinegar, which we pour a bit quicker than that, but there we go. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll get a few grains of salt in there as well. The equivalent of about a teaspoon of salt. Get some heat on that. And what we're going to make is a sort of syrup, because it all dissolves down. And we want to work on this until it's clear. So you've got none of the granules of the sugar left. hear that granule noise there. Keep that heat going. So it's equal measures of salt and rice wine vinegar. Now it's beginning to bubble. What I would say at this point is don't be tempted to put your nose over it and smell it, because it's very, very pungent. The vinegar really comes out. But you notice now the graveliness is going away. And once all that graveliness has gone away, so that's a nice smooth syrup now. That's great. So it's all dissolved, it's all mixed together. Turn the heat off and let it cool so you're ready to use that in your rice. So now our rice is reasonably cool. What we want to do is add the sushi-su, the seasoning, to the rice. Now what I tend to do is add a little bit at a time, like that, and then gently, and I say very gently, fold it into the rice, like that. Gently, gently, gently. So again, what I want to do is avoid squashing the grains of rice. And then, what I like to do is just taste a few grains and check. In fact, that's actually more than enough in there, I think. Let's try one more time. Yeah, that's smashing. So then spread it back out again, gently around the bowl, and continue the process of cooling the rice until it's absolutely cold. That's the next step. You want to get absolutely cold. And what they do in Japan actually is they will fan it. They will get a fan and just keep on doing that, and it brings a gloss to the rice. Now if you can be bothered to do that, that's fine. I can't. So there you go.